another game in Indiana, and I think a game that they're going to look back on, and the Pacers are going to look back on, like, we just pissed away this series.
I agree.
I don't know how you feel about it, but it was similar to game one, where one team just absolutely dominated 95% of that game, if not 98% of the game.
Yeah.
And then but just the other team just didn't give up, and one let off the gas, and the other one took advantage of it. My father-in-law was in town. We were watching it, and I was just going into the fourth quarter, like 6-7 minutes left. I was like, man, I just don't know if OKC has enough to just flip the switch. On the road, they just hadn't been playing well. And then Shea kind of did his thing, and I don't necessarily know it was OKC doing anything different. It almost like the pace just kind of fell off there at the end. But how you feel about that game, and then what it means going forward in the series?
Well, I thought T was gonna be looking real smart here last night about, like you said, through like 3.5. I was
cutting video. I was cutting video of that last things. I was like, damn, T was the only one that picked the Pacers, so I was cutting video, getting ready to post it. And then they came back.
Yeah, like I told you, like I would not. While I thought, and I still do think OKC is going to win the series, I think just the way, it's like we were talking about last time. It just kind of felt like, Indiana's got this momentum, and it felt like kind of like almost a team of destiny type thing. And last night I was like, man, 3-1 lead going back to OKC, that's tough. That would have been. But I think it really just got down to, like, honestly, like desperation mode for the Thunder there at the end, because it's like, Pacers definitely let off the gas a little bit, and Shea and those boys were just like, yo, we cannot lose this game, because if they lost that game and went 3-1, man, like that's a tough mountain to climb, especially as hot as Indiana's been. But I agree with you. I think they're going to look back on that if they're not able to go and steal another one, because I think if OKC wins this next one, I think that's the series right there. Like, it might go 7, but I don't see Indiana going into OKC and winning a game 7. Like, obviously they stole one in game 2, or game 1 rather. But like I just, they're going to look back and regret that one, because they looked dominant, even though it wasn't like a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter or anything like that. But at the same time, when I turned my phone off, I turned it back on, and I look, and it's like at one point they were getting outscored like 27-11 or something like that, and I was just like, sheesh, what happened? So I mean, big moments. They Hallie's been pulling it out for them, and they just, I don't know, they just couldn't get it done, and that's definitely going to be that's a big mountain to climb now.
Yep. See what you think.
Yeah, if Indy's going to win, they got to find a way to win. If they're going to win the series, they have to find a way to win this game, because I 100% agree with Black. They're not winning a game 7 there. And when he said it, I looked it up. I wanted to know how many game 7s has the away team won in the NBA championship, and that's only happened one time. So, I mean, that can only tell you so much, like, because that eventually when somebody does it, then obviously it doesn't matter. But that does tell you something, that generally speaking, it's not happening. So, I was talking to my cousin, and he texted me before the game, and he was like, whoever wins this game wins the series. And, there's a big difference between 3-1 and 2-2. It's tough to beat a really good team 3 times in a row, and that's what Indy had to do to win yesterday. And they were in a position to do it. And I don't know if they took their foot off the gas, if they ran out of gas or what, but OKC definitely played with a more of a sense of urgency than Indy did down the stretch. And so I got to stick with my call, which was that I think Indy's going to do it, but I feel a lot less confident about it now than I did.
Yeah, I agree. That was the game, especially like more mentally. Like you lose game 1 like OKC did. You got a whole series left, right? You lose game 4 like the Pacers, and then you're like, damn, this series are halfway over, and now we feel like it's too much to climb. I didn't notice it in the game. They talked about it in the broadcast, and then you saw it. Like going into the fourth quarter, I think it was Doris Burke brought up, is like, hey, Shea has had more rest in the first three quarters in this game than he had all. Like, so yes, while OKC is losing, you also have going to have a fresher Shea, and they had other folks bringing the ball down. They try to take the distance out of the court, and you could see like he had just more bounce than he had in the other two games.